guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Again, my name is Rica Casabuena from ECE41 of the De La Salle University Dasmariñas Electronics Engineering Department. And for today's laboratory experiment, we will be having Data Communications Laboratory Experiment number 2 entitled Packet Tracer, Basic Switch, and End Device Configuration. So using this addressing table, we have to focus on our objectives, which are to configure host names and IP addresses on two Cisco Internetwork Operating System or iOS switches using the command line interface. Second, we have to use Cisco iOS commands to specify or limit access to the device configurations. Third, we need to use iOS commands to save the running configuration. Fourth is to configure two host devices with IP addresses. And last one is verify connectivity between the two PC and devices. So for our scenario, we need, as a recently hired LAN technician, our network manager has asked us to demonstrate our ability to configure a small LAN. So our task is to include configuring initial settings on two switches using the Cisco iOS and configuring IP addresses parameters on host devices to provide end-to-end connectivity. So we have to be sure to use two switches and two hosts or PCs on a cabled and powered network. Okay, so for our first requirement, we have to use a console connection to access each switch. So we will be connecting the reception PC to our room 145 switch using our console connection. And then after that, we will be renaming the switches as room 145 and room 146 under our PC, okay, and under our desktop, and then under terminal. So we will be coding, okay, to rename the switches. So with greater than, we are under the user exec mode. So to enter, we need to access the privilege exec mode. So we have to type enable, okay, to enter the privilege exec mode. So we are now on the privilege exec mode with the hashtag symbol. So next one, we will be, okay, entering the global configuration mode by typing, our code, which is config t, or we can also type configure terminal. Okay, so just for your convenience, we can type config t. So for shortcut, so we already entered the global configuration mode. So after this, we're going to, so we will be renaming our switches as room 105 and room 146. So this time we'll be renaming it as room 105. So we have to type the code hostname. It should be together, okay? Hostname and then the name, which is room 105. So you type it, hostname, then room dash 145. Okay. Room 145 for our reception here, as you can see on our symbols. So let's type room 145 there, and then let's click enter after it. Okay, so after clicking enter, we have to type exit in order for our configuration of the switch name to be saved. Okay, we have to type exit. Okay, and after that, we will be setting the password for all lines. So we have to use the specific password, okay? Then we'll be coding it here on our desktop. So we're going to enter the line console mode and we're going to type the code line console 0. Okay, and then after that, we will be clicking enter and then we'll be on our line console mode already. As you can see, the code changed. Okay, so this time we'll be coding the password. So we have to type password. Then we also have to type the specific password set here for all the lines. So it's XAW6K, taking note of the capitalization of the letters. So we have to click enter after it. And then we have to click login to register the new password. And we have to click exit again to finish the configuration. So we're back again in the privilege exec mode. I mean, in the global configuration mode. And with this, we'll be setting up next the secret password, which is the 6EBUP. Okay, this is for authorized access only. Okay, not for all users or for all lines. So with that, we'll be typing the code enable. Okay, enable secret and type the secret password for the authorized access. So this is under the global configuration mode as well. Okay, so let's carefully type the secret password and then let's click enter. And after that, under the global configuration mode, we have to type exit. And to make sure that we successfully set all of the passwords, we'll have to go back to our privilege exec mode, okay, and then we'll have to type exit, okay, to enter our user exec mode to test if all of the passwords has been configured. Okay, so we have to type here the XAW6K. You cannot see it, so you have to type it correctly. And then here will be entering. Okay, we are under the user exec mode with the greater than symbol, and then to enter our privilege exec mode, type enable, and then here we are on our privilege exec mode, then type the 6EBUP. So you have to take note of that because you cannot see the figures. So for us to know if we've done it correctly, so we can check the results here. So we're done with this part of our assessments. So this time, okay, we have to type exit to exit this part of our desktop or our configuration for our next step, which is encrypting all our clear text passwords. When we say encrypting, this is a method done in order for us to hide our passwords. Okay. So to encrypt all of our passwords, okay, so we have to type it in the global configuration modes using this code, which is service password encryption, taking note of the dash in between password and encryption. Okay, then we have to click enter. This is under the global configuration mode. So we're done with our password encryption. Then our next step is to configure an appropriate message of the day or MOTD banner for our configuration. Then we're gonna do it under our configuration mode. Yep, our global configuration mode. So to do it, we just have to type okay banner space MOTD code, and then we have okay it should be small MOTD. Then we have to type hashtag and then our message for the day. So it's up to you. So I will be using authorized user access only. This is for our privilege accept mode message. So you have to enclose it in a hashtag as well. So our next step, okay, so we'll just have to click exit, but we have to enter again the global configuration mode for our next step. So our next step is configure addressing for all devices according to our addressing table above. So we have to enter again our global configuration mode by typing our config t code. To configure addressing for all devices according to our addressing table, we have to enter the SVI or the switch virtual interface by typing this code, which is the interface VLAN 1 under our global configuration mode. So we already entered the SBI mode. Okay, so our code changed here already. So dash F was added. So under the switch virtual interchange mode, we'll be typing IP address, okay, all small caps, and the correct spelling, okay, of the address. And then we have to type the IP address specific for our device, which is according to our addressing table above. So we'll be selecting 172.16.5.40 for our room 146, as well as our subnet mask. It should be included. And our next step is to save all of our configuration. So in order to do it, we have to remember that we should type no shutdown to our code, okay, to save all of our configuration. And then after that, we have to remember, okay, under our global configuration mode to type copy, okay, exit first. Then we have to type our so we have to type our code, which is copy, okay, copy, and then run, and then start to be able to build all of the configuration that we've finished. So as you can see, there will be a pop-up there saying building configuration, and there will be a pop-up saying okay. So we're done with our first switch and first PC. So our next step is to verify the connectivity between all the devices. So to verify the connectivity of all of the devices, we just have to go to our reception here, to our PC, and to our desktop. And then under desktop, we'll go to IP configuration, and we'll have to assign the specific IP address for our reception, for our PC on the reception. So it should be 172 according to our addressing table. It should be 172.16, okay, 16.5.60. You just have to type it on your IP address. And of course, don't forget the subnet mask. So you have to edit it correctly according to the subnet mask assigned to our addressing table. So after that, we'll just have to exit it, and everything will be saved automatically for our configuration. So we're done. So we're done with the 50% of the activity. To check the connectivity of all of the devices, or to verify, we're gonna use the ping command, okay? We're gonna use the ping command under the command prompt on our desktop, and we're just gonna have to check the IP addresses of the room 146. Okay, we'll have to check if the PC of the receptionist is connected to the switch on the room 146. So request timeout notif will be normal, okay, at the first attempt. But if we'll be repeating it, as you can see, there will be a pop-up saying packet sent is equals to 4 and receive is equals to 4. So we're done with the 50% of our assessment. So we're going to repeat the process on the second PC and on the second switch. Okay, all you have to do is just repeat the entire process that we've done with the first PC and with the switch 146. So the following videos will show you how the 50% of the assessment is finished with our switch for the room 145 and for our PC on the manager side. So keep on watching, and I hope you learn from the vlog. So in this part of the experiment, we'll be assigning the IP address for the manager's PC. So as you can see, it should be typed correctly 172.16.5.50 as well as its subnet mask. So after it, okay, we're just gonna have to exit it and it will be automatically saved. And then let's go to our command prompt, okay, and then we're gonna ping to check all of the connectivity of all of the devices. So we're going to get the IP address of the manager as well as the switch of the room 145, and we're gonna take note that packet sent is 4 and receive is 4 as well. So we're done with 100% of the experiment. All we have to do is just check if we're past all of the requirements and we're past it all. So we're going to change our user profile here. So again, my name is Rica Casabuena, and I hope you learned a lot from our vlogs. So I hope I'll be seeing you again.